This video was supposed to get done a while ago. God fucking damn it. Let's just get into these AFC teams. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for coming today for the annual Justin Fields cult meeting. We do ask before you go, please do not run with any of your possessions, as running with a possession in your hand is something only Justin Fields can do. We go here now to New Jersey to finally give Justin Fields his shot. He never had a chance in Chicago. He never had a chance in Pittsburgh, and now he'll finally have his chance on the team that should have drafted him, the New Jersey Jets, or as I like to call them, the Justin Fields Jets. We now finally have a weapon in Garrett Wilson, something he's never had in his life. He never had a true number one wide receiver. He never had a true number one running back while he was in Chicago. He never had a true number one running back when he was in Pittsburgh. He never had a true defense when he was in Pittsburgh. We would like to thank our sponsors for today's cult meeting real quick. Will McDonald Had a Farm. We would like to thank them so much, and we would also like to thank Sauce's Hot Sauce for their contributions here. Oh shit, he fumbled again. Well, guys, we're gonna be out of time for this segment. Join us for next week, where we will be talking about how rushing yards are actually more valuable than passing yards in the NFL.
Stevenson. Oh, he can. Oh, that's a smart man! Yes! I like this team! I like this! No! What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck is that?
I'm just gonna keep this brief with New England, because the last thing I want is for this to sound like a Dave Portnoy yap session. There's plenty of interesting things to watch for with this Patriots squad. How will Drake May do in his sophomore season? How will Travion Henderson do in his rookie campaign? Can anyone break out as the Pats' number one weapon? Kayshon Boutte or Pop Douglas, anyone? Will this O-line still suck even with Will Campbell? Will the defense show improvement with all the guys they brought in? Will Mike Vrabel show that Gerard Mayo was a worse head coach than initially believed? All these questions shall be answered very soon. Why do I have a sneaking feeling this team's gonna get the 7th seed?
The Miami Dolphins are one of the most overrated teams in football right now, and I'm sick and tired of people wondering why the hell this team is not good. You want to know why this team is not good? It's all fucking hype moments and aura, no substance. You have so much speed on that offense, and so much speed on that defense. Now put that into fucking skill. Guess what? You can't. Tyreek Hill is coming off another child, and God knows he might have another arrest soon. Tua still can't stay healthy to save his life, and some of them are self-inflicted wounds, whether you guys like it or not. And then not to mention too, you lost some key pieces on the offensive line, one due to retirements. I mean, Devon Achane's good, but even Achane's reeling with injury. You look over on the defensive side of things, and it's not much better. I mean, you have Chop Robinson, who did pretty well last year, and you have Zach, who's doing pretty well down the DT line, but what else on this team is really exuding confidence? Mike McDaniel has been a horrible head coach ever since his first year. He had one good year where he put 70 on the Broncos, and everyone just suddenly thinks these teams are world beaters. Oh, anyone can do that. You want to know what stops this team? Two-shell coverage. You put two safeties deep, this team's offense shuts down. And since they traded away Jalen Ramsey, which granted they got a Minka Fitzpatrick in return, their defense is going to be worse this year no matter what. So, at the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins are just the hype moments and aura team. Believe it or not, guys, scoring 70 points at the end of the game doesn't give you extra wins. It just means that you won the game pretty well.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're at the final straw. the last hurrah, one may say, for the Buffalo Bills. This is it. In some aspect, this could be it. After, 5 years of playoff heartbreak and failure, even though crazy to say playoffs are failure, winning your division, 5 straight years is a failure. But for the Buffalo Bills, it really is. They have been constantly getting knocked out of the playoffs by the Chiefs, really, and the one time by Cincinnati due to reasons. But still, this is I feel like it's it for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen just won an MVP. I just think this is the time for Buffalo to strike. Now, the main thing being, can the core around Josh Allen, help him? They don't got the Diggs, which they proved they were able to do, but it just feels like this is it. How many more is Buffalo gonna get these opportunities after opportunities? Because sooner or later, the other teams in the division may come up. Now, I don't think that's it this year, but it's time to get loose. We have to make it. I say we, because of, I'm making no bias, my Pookie Josh Allen, but still, for the Bills, this feels like it's that chance. This is the time now. The Chiefs may be, may be done for, may not, but this just feels like it has to, it's Super Bowl or bust, honestly, for this team, for the Bills this year. So, go out there, Joshy Allen, Pookie Bear. Go ahead and bring a championship to Buffalo.
Go!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Unlike the Vegas economy, the Raiders have been making strides in the right direction. Under the direction of John Spytek and Tom Brady, there's an actual vision for how this franchise should be run. Thanks to that, there's excitement surrounding the Raiders this season. However, is this really the year the Raiders are ready to make a statement? Yes, they should be a better team than last year, but there's still questions about how much better they really are. Their secondary has a lot of unanswered questions, which in the AFC isn't something you want to have. Then there's the elephant in the room. They play in the AFC West, a division that's been passing the Raiders around like it's a brothel in Pahrump. An 0-6 division record in 2024 would make one doubt that the Raiders are ready to take such a jump, but anything is possible. As long as the Raiders show they're heading in the right direction, this season will be seen as a success. Or by my standards, don't make me have to make 3 more untitled videos on this team. Please and thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host today, Kokichioma, here on Kokichioma Sports. Today, we're going to be talking about my favorite team, the Denver Broncos. I love the Denver Broncos. They're a great football team. And today, I'm here to discuss what I believe should be happening this upcoming season. I think the first thing I should start off by saying is how the Denver Broncos can build off of last year. Starting with a 10-7 record last year, the 10th ranked offense and the 3rd best defense. Now, I think these are good stepping stones to build off of. Judging that, with Bo Nix, it really is about what can Bo Nix do? Can he propel that Denver offense to the next level? And the defense, they still be the exact same as they were last year. Just improve, and they can shut down. And maybe we can even take a top seed of the division. And unlike that dumpster Aruba's Kansas City Chiefs, I can't even think about them. Anyways, those were my brief thoughts on the Denver Broncos. Today on That's Kokichi Sports, I hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully your team can do well, or not. Shit was fucking trash.
And this is where I put a trophy.
You are about to enter another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. A dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies in between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. A land where a quarterback who has it all can have it all, provided he has it all. A land where a head coach can relieve the consequences of a scandal at the flick of a switch. A land where wide receivers are nothing more than aberrations. This is the what if zone. Wait, you're telling me Mark Trestman is still here? Ugh.
Bars are what you want. Get my new Taylor Swiffer.
Chiefs kind of had a little bit of a bitter ending to their season last year, did they? With the unfortunate collapse. Now the question is, how will the Kansas City Chiefs respond to the adversity that they're about to face this season? There are many teams looking to dethrone for what this team has become. Now the question be now the $1 million
Bitch! Let's talk about what the people really want. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. Ah! We're not going to talk about how last season ended, because it's all about the future, baby. Just ignore that Rashi Rice is suspended for 6 games and it is a major piece of the WR core. However, with that said, I'm sure Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown be consistently for the all-time great Patty Mahomes. We're so going back to the Super Bowl. Not like the Ravens nor the Bills can do anything. And the Bungles, don't get me started. It's time for the Chiefs tailored version.
Well, thank God the Vikings avoided this train wreck. I was so worried all this summer, being like, oh crap, what if the Vikings sign Aaron Rodgers? But thankfully, these Three River boobs ended up signing Rodgers. And boy, he's already off to a great start, endearing himself to the fan base, to the team, to the coaching staff. All I can say is that this is going to be the most exciting 9-8 season anybody has ever seen. And I personally am so glad we avoided this crap.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Teammates! Friends! To hell with that!
Oh, Cincinnati, Cincinnati, Cincinnati. What is there to even say about this team, really? This team was so close to actually making the playoffs, but a couple of games and your defense being ass just didn't allow that to happen. Like looking at the record, 9-8, 6th ranked offense, 25th ranked defense. Like, this team could have been a legitimate chance in the playoffs, really, if they're even given that chance too. Joe Burrow puts this team on his back every week. That offense puts the team on their back every week. Like, you know, they took so long. They re-signed Trey Hendrickson, which is good, you know, to keep that defense alive. But, like, man, the real question about Cincinnati going into the season is, can that defense not be shit? Because, you know, all these shootouts, shootouts are entertaining for the fans, but when it comes to the team, you can't have too many shootouts. You would rather your offense dominates and your defense locks in. Like, you want to get to a point where your offense is able to put it in the backups. That's how good you are as a team. And, you know, if Joe Burrow has to play his heart out every week, you know, he may keel over on the field. Like, that's the main thing with Cincinnati into the season is, can they keep Joe Burrow alive, and can the defense, like, lock in and not be the worst? Too many blowouts, or not, I shouldn't say blowouts, too many, like, close games, high-scoring games, like, that's got to stop. So, Cincinnati, your main goal today is to support your friends and teammates and lock in.
Oh yeah, you're preaching the choir. The darkness, it feels so good. The shadows within the shadows. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Okay, in all seriousness, I had something planned for this, but I've come to the realization that there's no need to explain the Ravens. They'll do whatever the fuck they want, And whether they want to take advantage of their opportunities or blow them like it's a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, that's up to them. Because this team isn't normal.
Where's it? Where's the rest? The money, Skylar. Where is the rest? Skylar, where is the money?
I gave it to Ted.
What? You did what?
Walt, I had to. For us, for the family. I swear. Walt.
You gave our money to Pennick.
Walt, please, just hear me out, please.
All that money for a quarterback who isn't even going to be playing a snap of NFL football this season. Cleveland's screwed. There's no corner to back into, and they've already digged their grave 6 feet under. There's nothing left. You can pay Myles Garrett all that money you want. There's nothing on this team. There's no soul. There's no joy. There's nothing. You either have to trot out Joe Flacco, who's going to win you 6 games and take you out of a top 10 pick, Dylan Gabriel, who is a severely raw prospect and most likely isn't ready at all to lead an NFL offense to anything, or Shadur Sanders, a guy who might have some talent but is surrounded by so much controversy and bad NFL publicity that it's just incredibly risky to even put him out there. They're screwed. There's nothing left for them. Jerry Jeudy can have a breakout season all he wants, and he can finally be used in an offense where he's good, and they can finally get all these guys, but it doesn't matter. This team will change. It's the same thing since they traded for Deshaun Watson. They wanted an adult at QB. They got one, and he's currently being tried as one. This is nothing. This is the endless void of what bad football looks like. As you stare into the abyss, it only looks back as it creeps closer and closer. Welcome to the NFL Ward. You think bailing out Mario Cristobal was hard enough? Get ready to bail out Brian Callahan. The Titans don't really have a team right now that's built to do anything. Their offensive line outside of J.C. Latham is very bad. Their running back core still has Tony Pollard as the first running back on that team. Your weapons is still just Calvin Ridley. And then on the defensive side, you have Jeffrey Simmons, but there's also not much there. If you're the Titans this season, there's not really much to like or want to talk about. But again, they play in one of the worst divisions in football. All Cam Ward has to do is flash some of the moments that he had in Miami, and he'll easily be a good quarterback for the future for the Titans. Now, it's not going to be easy. You're still going to have to go up against very tough opponents, and it's not easy to beat a division rival no matter what. But Cam can do it. And if he does do it, the Titans may have something that they haven't had in a long time. Hope. And if they can grab that hope, maybe with these next couple of drafts, you could be looking at something good in the future. But for now, it's going to be the same old, same old. They're probably going to be bad. Fuck, they might be really bad. But it doesn't really matter what their record looks like this season. People are stat watching Cam Ward and not stat watching the Titans.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly.
I'm honestly not sure what to make of the grand experiment going on down in Duval. They might have an offense, something resembling a defense, and there have definitely been rule changes, but who knows if it amounts to anything. The new regime is interesting. It's going to be near impossible to live beneath the bar that Urban Meyer buried in the ground, but there's always opportunity. They seem like an optimistic bunch who could well be in over their heads, though they're hardly in a place to blow it up with the T-Law contract and giving up substantial capital to draft Travis Hunter, so they'll just have to make do with what they've got. I'm not even sure what to make of the fact that despite having a top 5 pick in 3 of the past 5 drafts, the Jaguars could win their division. This might just be pure cope, but there's precedent for the division leader collapsing in the last third of the season and another team sneaking the division for some reason. It happened with the Titans in 2022, the Jaguars in 2023, and Houston took the last year off while the Anthony Richardson experiment crashed and burned. Maybe the only Travis that'll be on the team after week 6 can manage to play 100 snaps a game and keep the dream alive.
No! Yeah, unfortunately we came to unfortunate news that Jim Irsay is no longer with us here today. The man just fucking relapsed. He fortunately relapsed and couldn't succumb to his demons. I knew something was up when he was being strolled out there. Like that dead husky was in week 18 last season. I knew something was up. Anyways, about the team. I wonder how they decided their quarterback. I know what we need! Daniel Jones! Yes, Daniel Jones somehow beat Anthony Richardson for the starting quarterback position. Sure, both don't really give you that much exciting, but the fact that they're giving up on Anthony Richardson in just 2 years, it says a lot. Unfortunately with the AR-15, he struggles at everything except somehow throwing the ball deep. Yeah, that's not good for a quarterback. Could he try to get him the starting job? Probably not, but AR-15 not working out for the Indianapolis Colts is a massive detriment. I hope everybody's ready to see Daniel Jones fumble their season away. I wonder if they're going to finish 9-8 and miss the playoffs because of a critical Daniel Jones fumble. Oh, the laughter we will have.
For the Texans, there's two sides. One side has Stroud being the man sent from the heavens to deliver game-changing plays and oozing out clutch like it's part of his bloodstream with a dynamic running game to match with the likes of Mixon and the newly acquired Chubb. On the other side, it's the fraud squad that sees Stroud shitting bricks at the sign of a blitz, an offensive line that gives up nearly as many pre-snap penalties as they do pressures and sacks, and an offense that in general treats moving up a few yards as difficult as winning a road playoff game. This year will tell us a lot about the Texans. Will they come back stronger than ever with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove? Or will they once again only make the playoffs by default because they play in the AFC South? It all starts with Stroud. His sophomore season was one he'd rather forget, and that's putting it nicely. Regularly sacked, threw the ball away more than downfield, and was more often trying to find space where defenders weren't rather than where his own receivers were. Nico Collins is still more reliable, and Stephon Diggs is back, but it will be his first full season without Tank Dell, and his other targets like Stover and Hutchinson are still up in the air in how trustworthy they can be when needed. More importantly though, can this offensive line protect Stroud this year? Just a hunch, but I have the feeling that Stroud will play much better when he doesn't have to run for his life every other down. Speaking of which, Tunsil's been traded to the Commanders for futures and hopefully a significant drop in the color yellow. They also end up trading away another offensive lineman in Kenyon Green to help bolster their stout defense in CJ Gardner-Johnson. Before he got injured. Bad as that is, Houston's defense is still the best damn thing about them right now and is likely going to hard carry them throughout the year. But as we saw last year, defense alone does not make a champion. This is your prove-it year, Houston. You know damn well that everyone sees you as an AFC South merchant that can't handle the heat of actual quality opponents. You've already had 2 eras where promises of endless riches were proven to be a mirage. Don't make this one a third, yeah?
Better late than never, I guess. This was late as fuck. Just good luck to the AFC teams.